don't know, So right? Could there have been another one of us? Maybe. Should there have been on days when we are looking back or either sulking? We'd like to think so. But really, really, it had to be this way.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. I was, it's like actually, I'll just, something I've been going through for the past couple weeks. Well, over the past couple weeks, maybe 2.5 weeks or something. I don't know. Anyway, um, and on one side of the coin, it's sort of sad that, and over the past 2.5 weeks or whatever, I've had, let's see, I've dealt with the passing of four people in my life, and one was a celebration of life for someone that passed away last year. Couldn't get together until, because of the COVID situation, but we did that, and that happened. And then there was also two friends and a cousin of mine that also passed away during this past 2 weeks. And it's like, I don't know, it was I was going through just fine and everything, and going through my daily life just fine, and then it's I started getting like tense or whatever there yesterday. No, not yesterday. On Friday, and yesterday I drove to the ocean, and just for the cleansing, refreshing feeling of the ocean, being there on the
Mm-hmm.
beach and the waves and everything. And ran a couple miles on the beach, and then I got to witness a full rainbow end to end
Oh,
there on the beach, and it just that moment of seeing that rainbow just let me know that, hey, it's okay, and it just put me at ease, and it's like everything just seems to come together like that.
very true. Like the little symbols matter so much. Like, and I love a rainbow. Um, I actually had a momentous occurrence of a rainbow like about a month and a half ago. And it was 2 weeks before I left my job. So I just left corporate America for good, banking. I left a 23-year career in finance to pursue entrepreneurism full time. And this particular day, I had some questions and I saw a rainbow and I got some answers. And so I love your story about seeing a rainbow. It's powerful.
Yeah, well, and I thought it was super cool to see the full rainbow because I had gotten out of my car and was running on the beach, and at one point I saw half the rainbow, and I was trying to get a picture of it, but it wouldn't come out very. The rainbow wasn't very prominent; it was only half of it, and then it's like as I built right before I was going to get in my car, I saw this full rainbow, and it's like, wow, it showed up.
And sometimes it's just like that in life. It's like you're waiting for an answer or you're trying to dig yourself out of the ditch and like we grovel sometimes, right? And then like before you got up and you were like, let me get out, let me go get some sun, let me run, let me go to the beach, let me try to dig myself out, right? And then just as you get used to doing the work and you're like, okay, fine, I got it, I can do it myself, like the universe seems like the most darndest thing. And it's like, I don't know, energy is like that. I believe you get what you attract, which is why positive vibes is such a powerful phrase, because you're it's almost oxymoronic if you think about it, right? Because if I'm leading with the positive, then I'm actually becoming the vibe. And if I am the vibe and I decide that it's going to be positive, it'll be what I want. So it's like the two go hand in hand, but at some point one has to cause the other, right? And so I think what we've decided by who we are and the work we do is that we've decided the positivity comes before the vibe. It's like, I know for some people the vibe might have to be there and then you can get to a place of being positive. But we just decided, come hell or high water, I'm getting up, I'm getting to the beach, and I'm running. And I don't care what life looks like, I'm going to find a beach and run. Right. And so I just think that that kind of determination, right? That's like that's the real bag. Like, as we say in hip hop, that's the bag. That's how you ball out. That's where the real money is. That's where you really get into the getting. You know what I mean? Like, you can gain the world and lose your soul. What good would that do you? Right? You can cry and complain until things get perfect, but when is that going to happen? But to be ashamed, like you got to do the shame. You got to be like, I don't care what kind of ditch I'm in or what happens or what kind of hellhole falls over me. I'm going to find a damn beach and I'm running. And I'm running till I get my rainbow, you know? And so I think that what a powerful testimony. You know, don't wait. Don't wait for yourself to feel better about your situation, man. Like, get up and you make the vibe come. You make it be a positive vibe by being determined, you know. And so that right there is like, that's the kind of stuff we need to be teaching our kids.
Yeah. Well, actually, to back up in that experience, when I first got there to the beach, I pull up because out there at Ocean Shores, you can drive your cars out on the beach, and drove out on the beach, and um, I parked there, and I was just looking out at the waves, and it's like it started sprinkling, and then all of a sudden it started coming down a little harder, and um, it was almost pouring rain there for I don't know
Oh
about a
wow.
minute, and I'm like, man, I came here to run. I'll just get out and run for run a mile, get wet and get back in my car and try not to eat and dry off. And then it started, I just waited a couple minutes and it started tapering off, and then it wasn't raining, and so I got out and ran. And it was just like that though. It's like almost almost where it entered my mind that I might not do what I came to do, started entering my mind that I might not get out and go run, and then I'm like, no, I can just get wet, and then I'm like, and it stopped raining, and then I see the rainbow. It's like, whoa, that's pretty cool.
The things we get when we stay determined, right?
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
I'm
Yeah,
all for it.
yeah, it's like you know something I've heard before is you don't get the gifts if you don't do the work. You don't get to the results you want if you don't do the work.
That's right. And if you resign yourself to loving whatever work is in front of you, then you'll always have the gifts, because really the gift is the work. Really, it's a mindset. It's a mindset thing. And I never ever ever propose anybody to believe that I am there. I will be a work in progress. I promise, until my last breath. I promise to not fully ever get it right. Maybe one day, but I'm not banking on it, because
Yeah,
we're all just a work in progress. But it's true. If you just decide that you're going to work towards being okay with whatever's in front of you, then you'll always get the gift. You know, the less you want, then the less you can be disappointed.
yeah,
When
yeah,
you open
exactly.
yourself to whatever life has, you can't be mad. You know.
Yeah, it's like since I well before I met Gary Vee, but especially more now since I met Gary Vee and flew me to New York and all that noise. Um, since then, like he said, you can see this on Daily V 346 at my appointment with him in New York. He was, telling me, suggesting that I more, become a member of the community and branch out into the community. And since I have been doing more of the work at becoming more of a member, a full working member of the community, now, I'm growing because of that.
That's right. That's right. And this is the Gary V way. This is the authenticity method. This is the genuine game plan. Like, people always want to know, and especially like in my sector of the world, I cater to creatives, underserved communities, women of color, youth of color, and and a lot of times, I mean, when you just come from anywhere impoverished, you want to get the bag, you want to get the money, you want to be successful, you don't want to fail, you don't want to lose, right? So people always want to know, how can I be good, do good, but I want to win, I want to be big, I want to be successful, I want people to catch on to what I'm doing. And it's like, be genuine. Like, be genuine for real. You think the drug dealer on the street's not genuine that his product's good? You think the guy who's spreading all of this negativity through the movies he tries to produce doesn't think his content's good? You think that the people who are taking up their free real estate on Instagram to spread propaganda or whatever other kind of information that we may or may not like don't think that what they have to say is important? And so it's the same across the board. You got to be just as believing, just as determined as the bad guys, right? You want to be on the good guy side. You want to combat this thing with positivity and love. Be it. Like, freaking show up. Just show up. Like, just show up. Like, take your facade. Take your goal oriented results and numbers. Take your demand for income. Take all of your you-ness and put it to the side and put your humanity first. And it's a hard thing to grapple because the world's sitting around saying, be awesome, be amazing, be rich, and make it look fun to give back. And the reality is that you got to just do it the opposite. You got to be okay with just giving back and doing the right thing and following your heart, and then the money will come. Yes, it's going to hurt like hell. Yes, it's going to take hella long. Yes, you're going to get denied. Yes, all the people taking the easy route and doing all these show me things are going to piss you off. But you know what? You keep your soul.
Yeah, exactly. Just, and yeah, that's what you're saying there reminds me of something I read or heard here. Actually, I saw it online within the past couple days. I forget where. It was, I think it was a meme, and it said something like, don't worry about making content that said something to the effect of, don't worry about making content that brings in big money. Worry about making content that shows the true you, you know. And it's like, just be yourself. Be, like you were saying, be genuine. Just be you. And,
Yep.
show that.
Yeah. And that's, I mean, I get it. I get it that that's a hard thing to do. I know for me, my journey has been one of constantly unveiling. Like, I never felt the need to put up a facade. I never scripted myself as far as like, I'm going to say this or be this particular way. But I was very adamant about only showing certain parts of myself because I'm a private person. And when you're in the public anyway, anybody who's in the public a lot, you tend to keep a lot of yourself away. And so it just was that tendency. And then being conditioned, right? The world teaches us what to think and behave until we learn to think on our own and for our own. And I just got to a point where I realized that boxing was creating that illusion of the facade. And so now I switch gears, like the wind, like the air that I am. I mean, I'm a Libra sign anyway, so I let that be my excuse. You know what I mean? Because we're never all the same. Nobody lives in one vein. Nobody has just one frame of mind. And I think the world can be such a dark and scary and lonely place because we live with monsters in the daylight that get to live and walk freely. And I don't just mean the monsters against us, I also mean the monsters inside of us. And so it's just a scary thing to always be up against them and up against you. Like, if anybody has not seen Mr. Robot, watch it. I feel like we're all a little bit of him. But my point is that to fight all of that, you just let go. You just let go and you just show up. Just show up. Right now I'm recording a documentary and I'm just showing up. Like, I wanted to be able to record this interview, so I had to do it on my phone with Zoom. I didn't have another cameraman. But it's important to just show up, bad angles and all, just to be transparent.
Yeah.
And so I think the more that we just show up, and I think the more that people like you and I can just continue to be vulnerable, I think it helps people to embrace vulnerability more, and then that makes authenticity cool, right? Yeah. So we just got to be the cool kids and the nerds at the same time.
Exactly. One of my in my running, one of my hashtags I always use on my daily running post is hashtag running with the cool kids. And there's another one, hashtag streaking with the cool kids. I belong to this run street group called Streaking with the Cool Kids. I think that's the name of it. But anyway, um, and those are the hashtags. And it's like one of my running friends, Dee, she was saying, hey, can I be one of the cool kids? And it's like, well, you run with me, so you already are.
That's
But
right. That's right.
yeah, but and it's just like that, being one of the cool kids. If you want to be, then you are, and it's like essentially a self-diagnosis thing. If you think you are, then you are,
That's
and
right.
uh, yeah, it's mindset. It's almost 100% mindset. Um, what you were saying earlier, very early on,